Imagine this. You sit across from a rival, their words smooth as silk, their smile disarming. You trust them. Why wouldn't you? They've shown you their hand, or so you think. But beneath the surface, their true motives slither unseen, a shadow puppeteer pulling strings you don't even notice. By the time you realize the game was rigged, it's too late. Here's the unsettling truth. Transparency is a trap. Society praises honesty, yet Nietzsche warned that the will to power governs all. Those who reveal their desires become pawns in someone else's chess match. Why do you think the most powerful figures in history, Machiavelli's princes, Sun Tzu's generals, mastered the art of deception? Ask yourself, how many of your own failures began with an open hand when you should have worn a mask? The answer will haunt you. And the deeper lesson, it's only the beginning. Why do we instinctively reveal our intentions, even when it weakens our position? The answer lies in a primal contradiction. We crave both control and connection. We want to dominate, yet we fear isolation. So we disarm ourselves with honesty, hoping to be trusted. Nietzsche saw this as the slave morality of the weak, a desperate bid for acceptance in a world that rewards the cunning. Carl Jung would call this the persona, the mask we wear to be liked, even as our shadow schemes in silence. But society punishes those who confess their ambitions too soon. History's greatest strategists, from Caesar to Talleyrand, knew this visibility is vulnerability. The moment your opponent knows your next move, they've already countered it. So why do we keep falling into this trap? Because we mistake openness for virtue and secrecy for deceit. But what if the real deceit is believing you can survive without it? The consequences of this blindness run deeper than you think. The moment you reveal your hand, you surrender power, not just to rivals, but to the universe itself. Every declared intention is a chain, locking you into expectations, limiting your maneuverability. Think of the politician who telegraphs their next policy, only to face a wall of opposition before the battle even begins. Or the entrepreneur who shares their vision too soon, watching competitors replicate it before execution. Cognitive science confirms this. The spotlight effect makes us overestimate how much others scrutinize us, yet we underestimate how they weaponize our transparency. Social dynamics are a silent war of influence, where the less others know of your true motives, the more room you have to pivot, adapt, and strike. But the greatest cost, you become predictable. And in a world where power flows to those who control perception, predictability is death. The question isn't whether you should conceal, it's whether you can afford not to. The escape begins with a rebellion against instinct. The first rule of power is unlearning the lie that authenticity means full disclosure. Study the masters, Bismarck, who manipulated entire alliances by letting others believe they saw his cards. Elizabeth I, who kept suitors and enemies guessing for decades through calculated ambiguity. Their strength wasn't in deception, but in strategic silence. Here's the counterintuitive truth. To control outcomes, you must first control perceptions. Feed distractions, not clarity. Let others project their assumptions onto your neutral facade. When asked direct questions, respond with questions. Replace declarations with actions that speak only when necessary. This isn't dishonesty, it's operational security. The world is a chessboard, and every unnecessary revelation sacrifices a piece. Start small, withhold one intention today. Observe the shift in power dynamics. Feel the leverage returning to your hands. The cage was never locked, you just didn't know you held the key. But the final realization, it's far more profound than tactics. The deepest mastery of Law 3 reveals this. What you conceal is not just your intentions, but your very self. Nietzsche's Bermensch creates himself through layers no other can fully unravel. Power flows to those who remain ungraspable, not because they lie, but because they understand. Identity itself is the ultimate illusion of control. When others believe they've figured you out, they stop watching closely. That's when you strike. But the revolutionary truth: this isn't manipulation, it's metamorphosis. The strongest selves are fluid, adapting to circumstance while protecting their core. Like a shadow that shifts yet never dissolves, you must become untraceable not to harm, but to survive the game that was always rigged against the transparent. Now ask yourself, how much power have I already lost by mistake? The answer will either terrify you or awaken the strategist you were meant to be. The choice, at last, is yours.